Hey guys, welcome back to my subtropical food forest. Behind me we have my J33 Jackfruit. Now, this guy was planted 2 years ago, pretty much today, definitely this month. I just wanted to update. We have a few things changing. We've got our first female flower, which is really exciting, which I wasn't expecting this early. I'll just spin you around to get a better look at it. This is a tree here. Now, like I said, he's now 2 years old, and he was like absolutely tiny when he was planted. He's only about 30 centimeters high. So he's about 4.5 meters high now. You can see the fence behind it for reference. That's a 6-foot colorbond fence. So he's probably a bit over 4 meters high, really. Now, one of the things that's really exciting I wanted to show you guys today is we come in under the canopy here. You can see we have our first, the camera doesn't want to zoom in, but we have our first female flower, which is really exciting. I wasn't expecting a female flower this early. We've only just started getting our first male flowers. You can see a little one there. There's a few more up throughout the tree. You can see some male flowers hanging off there. Normally with our jackfruit, I only get male flowers generally for the first year. Then the next year, it'll start getting female flowers. So I'm really excited to have that new female flower on it. This guy's growing extremely fast. Of all my jackfruit trees, he's definitely the fastest growing. I've been umming and ahhing whether I should prune out sort of the top, I'll just get my finger in the right spot, the top half meter of the tree. Though it has bushed up because the actual main central leader was attacked by sap-sucking bugs about 6 months ago. Well, it really annoyed me at the time. It's allowed it to bush out far more at the top than it normally would. So I think that's actually turned into something of a good thing. I'm letting the tree get a little bit more bushy. Now, I probably should prune that top out still, but I really love large jackfruit trees, so I think I may just leave it go for another year before I start pruning it. One thing I've noticed with the jackfruits here in Rocky, we get extremely hot. And it seems like the more you water them, the faster they grow, especially in summer. I mean, we can be 40 degrees plus or over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And when it's that hot, your jackfruits need a lot more water than you think they will. Now, recently I have made a change that I've put in, it's a bit hard to see, but there's a berm that's running around the circumference now. It runs out around there. I only put that in about 2 weeks ago, so that's just a new change. That allows me to put more water on the tree and let it soak in. So ideally, as this tree gets larger, I want to water it, more water at a time, but less often. Through summer this year, I was basically watering it every 2 days. Though, like I said, I couldn't put as much water on it because if you put too much water on, the water's just going to run out without a berm or a ditch or something running around your tree. This guy, in 2 years, that's a crazy amount of growth. I will show you in a second a new seedling I just planted. I actually grew from seed myself, which is the same size this guy was at the start. You can see I've started bending a few of the limbs around. This limb to the side here, there's actually a piece of string tied to it, and that's trying to bend some of these limbs further out away from the tree, because they're one of the main areas I actually want the fruit hanging off. That's about shoulder height, that limb is. That's ideal height for flower spurs to come off there. There's starting to be more and more male flowers on it now, which is good. I'm not sure if that female flower will actually set fruit or not. Sometimes when the tree's real young, they will just drop their female flowers, I've found. Though hopefully, if that guy does get pollinated or does stay on, I'll come back in a couple months to show you it growing. Now, the male flowers in this guy aren't putting out a lot of pollen at the moment. I'm not sure if that's just because it's a young tree. Though it's not overly big deal because my Galaxy jackfruit tree is flowering real heavily at the moment. So once that female flower is ready to get pollinated, I'll probably just steal some pollen off my Galaxy jackfruit tree and hand pollinate this guy anyway. I tend to find hand pollinating just guarantees you a lot better quality fruit. You get a lot more meat in the actual fruit. Leaving them to pollinate naturally, it's just a little bit hit and miss, and the fruit just don't seem to be as good a quality for me. Anyways, we'll jump round the front of the house and I'll actually show you my new little seedling, which was the same size as this guy was when he was originally planted. Hey guys, so we're around the front of the house now, and this little fella actually got a fruit from a shop called Doblo's Farmers Market here. They had like it was basically a basketball sized jackfruit, really round, a little bit different to ones I've seen before. So I bought one. It didn't actually ripen up properly. I think it was picked too early, though I did manage to get a bunch of seeds from it to grow, so yeah, I wasn't too unhappy. I get a new tree out of it at least. Yeah, this guy, like I said, I've got no idea what variety he is. I don't know if he's crisp or if he's soft, though I don't overly much mind if he is a soft variety, because they're really good to freeze up and eat frozen, and the flavour on the soft varieties usually tends to be a lot better anyway. And the idea with this little guy is, in this front tropical section, we're starting to get a little bit low on light, because you can see you have one of my larger avocados who's probably 3 years old now, and we got about 60 avocados off this guy this year. Light's starting to be a little bit limited here, though what I want this guy to do is, as he grows up, he'll hang over this front fence, and a lot of the tree will actually be outside the fence. Though I'll trim the fruit off outside, and I'll just keep the fruit that's actually on the main trunk of the tree where we want it anyway. This is just to maximise the amount of light I can use for my fruit trees. With it hanging over the fence, I'll be able to use all the sort of sunshine outside the fence to be able to produce fruit in the garden, sort of expand the amount of fruit I can grow. Actually, beside him in a pot here, that's in a chacha or a chacharoo. I actually grew that from seed as well, from a tree I had from a fruit I got from the shop. He's probably about 8 months in the pot, and I will be planting him out soon as well. I have another chacharoo on the other side of the avocado trees here, which is doing quite well, though they're a slow growing tree, though they seem to like the climate here, which is good. Anyways, I'll come back and I will do updates on this little guy. Like I said, no idea what variety he is, but more jackfruits the better. You can never have too many jackfruit trees, I think. They're my favourite tree, so yeah, you can never have too many. Though I'll be surprised if this little guy is the same size as my J33 in 2 years. Though like I said, this is the exact same size my J33 was when it was planted 2 years ago this month. Pretty much 2 years to the day my J33 was planted. Anyways, thanks very much for watching the video, guys. Like and subscribe if you enjoy my content, and if you comment on this channel, I'll endeavour to get back to you. Thanks very much.